Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I'm going to need to pull that reed cover off too. Those reed valves are filthy. Well, won't take a whole lot. Looks like the upper bolts that hold the carburetor on also hold the reed valves. So I'll just need a 3/8 to get those bolts off there. Get the reed off and get it in the bath too. Yeah, they're in pretty sad shape. These are lifted off the plate by the rust. So we're not pulling vacuum in that engine. We're not pulling fuel through. This really needs to go in the bath. I gotta get the rust off that plate, get these reeds cleaned up so that they'll seal. That's why it's not firing. Wow, serious rust. Serious rust. Here's the real culprit. I looked at the carb and I couldn't really see anything wrong with it after I washed it. But this reed valve, you can see light through those reeds. They're held up by the rust. This plate has been rusted really badly. Now I'm hoping that I can polish this up and get it to working. Remains to be seen, but first thing I'm going to do is put it in this bath and let it clean. Now this reed valve, it's going to be a problem. Well, the gasket came off easy enough. That's good. Let's see if this one does. We'll use this Sloyd knife and see how that does. First time I heard it called a Sloyd knife, I wondered who in the heck named that. That's glued on. That's glued on very securely. And I need to get it off of there. Well, if I have to, I'll cut another one. Because it's got to come off. Yeah, I just cut through the side of it. We're going to have to make a new one. Because I can't get that rust off without having this out of the way. Well, okay. Be difficult about it. I pretty much expect that. Yeah, that looks ugly. Ugly. Why anybody would glue a gasket on, I don't know, because it always makes trouble for you later. I mean, it's never a thing that makes life easier for you. I suppose if you don't have any way to seal it and you've only got one gasket and you're on a deserted island with just one can of Permatex, I suppose that would be a reason. But anything short of that, not really worth the trouble. Because all this stuff that is on there has got to come off. Because it just makes a rough surface for the next gasket to sit on. Well, that is an ugly gasket now, but I can cut a new one. Well, I can't flip this plate over because these holes make it so it lines up only in one way. Well, look at that. Nice when a plan comes together. Oh, this is abysmal. Really nasty. And this has got a pre-bend. I was hoping I'd be able to flip this over, but this has got a pre-bend to it, so it would stay open all the time. Too bad this thing, whatever they put on this thing worked perfectly. Very little rust on it. Well, not perfect, but very little rust on it. This thing on this side is not too bad. It is in bad shape. And it's got such a small sealing surface. Yeah, can't flip this because it's got the porting in it. I can't flip this because it's got a pre-bend. I can try and polish this out. I don't know how that's going to work, but I think that's my best bet at this point. And then try and polish this. I would say evaporust, but this is spring steel, and evaporust has proven that it is not a good thing for spring steel. I've lost a couple of calipers because it made the springs brittle. Well, just cleaning the dirt off has made it somewhat better. I can still see daylight through there. I'm going to see if I can buy a new one. This is the lapping plate off the Foley Bell Saw 1055. Unfortunately, the motor's taken a crap on it. Starter relay's gone, and I haven't found a starter relay for it yet. That's why it was smoking on me. It was running with the starting windings engaged all the time, instead of switching over to the mains. Those little starting windings were able to turn it, but they weren't able to pull that wire wheel. Well, it's coming. Got a long ways to go though. This is pretty badly pitted. I have to take it down till I have a sealing surface all the way around those holes. It'd be easier if I had a surface grinder, but needs must. I got 3 or 4 thousandths of material to take off that plate. I'm not going to do it with this fine paper. Well, it's taking it down. Hope it's taking it down semi-flat. A lot better than what it was. And it looks flat too. I think I need some new paper. Okay, this side's 80, that side's 100. This hole didn't have any rust at all around it. Don't know why, just it didn't. This one was the worst. And these are a close second. Now this one's got shiny metal almost all the way around it. This one's got just a little bit of a dent right there. This one is coming close. This one's getting much better. These three are still too bad to use. I might even be convinced that these might work over here. By the time I get these three down, all of these will be in really good shape. Well, I don't see daylight. I think a little bit more on this and I'll have it. Not perfect. Not gonna be. If I had a surface grinder, I could take that down about 5 or 10 thousandths. But I don't. And I've got it so that these seal up. That's good enough. I'm going to shine around the edge of each one of those. Well, it's all back together again. Now I've got to put it in to see if it works. It's in rough and ragged shape. I can't buy another one. I can't buy pieces for another one. At least nowhere that I've found. So we'll just have to get along with what we got. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the US or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.